Sean called and asked me to speak, and I told him I was real rough around the edges and I'm not polished. And he said, "Yeah, but you're real." And yeah, I'm real. I went to the 9th grade and I probably stayed 2 years too long. Okay, but common sense is not common nowadays, and hard work and perseverance and diligence and the good Lord will get you through it, no matter what it is. And that's kind of what I've relied on. The good Lord's just blessed me beyond belief. And, I met Sean. I was having a banker's auction kind of. And I don't know, I guess it's been 8 or 9 years ago, Sean. And a buddy of mine had a Pilatus, got a 10-seater, and I loaded some bankers up in there, and we went to South Texas to see our plant. And that's the first time I'd ever met Sean. And he was very aggressive. He was the most aggressive banker that was on that airplane, I promise you. And we ended up not doing the deal. But about 4 or 5 years later, I had another deal I was wanting to do. So I called Sean first, and we put it together, and I've been banking with him ever since. And, you run into people, and you don't really know. I didn't even know what this 94 movement was when I come up here today. So I've learned a whole lot today. It's a big day for me, okay? I think it's pretty awesome. And, we started several years ago. I had a guy come in the office and he said, "Sam," he said, "you think we could maybe start a prayer circle one day a week?" I said, "Mick, I don't know about you, but I like to eat every day of the week. Why don't we do it every day?" So we started a prayer circle there in Seminole. And man, it changes the whole culture of your workforce. I mean, it changes everything. If you can ever get everybody pulling on the same rope, it's really an awesome thing. We do it at all 4 plants now. And I think we've baptized about 10 people in an old tank I got out back, And we actually started a church off of that, and I think they got about 40 people. We didn't have enough room at the plant to hold church there anymore, so a friend of mine that's got a pastor down the road, he let us use their family center. And, we've got a lot of guys that work out on the floor, and women too, and most of them have a lot of tattoos, and they look like it looks like a jailbreak on most Sundays. And, but when you think about it, Jesus didn't hang out with echelons, And if you want to hear some real stories, you can come to our prayer circle, and these people can tell you some real stories. And it's really inspiring to me. And you get blessed every day. I had a guy, he's been with us over 20 years now, and at that time he had just been there maybe 10 or 15, and he really pulled a boneheaded stunt one day, and I told him, I said, I was fixing to fire him, and I've never fired anybody just on the spot, but I was fixing to drop a hammer on him, and he looked at me and he said, "Sam, you can't fire me. I'm going to show up tomorrow. I'm going to be doing my job, and that's the way it's going to be." I mean, what do you say to something like that? And I just walked away, and he's been with us ever since, and he's doing a great job. So, but the culture of your business is the core of your business. Anybody can buy machines and do everything, but it's the people that matter, isn't it? It's hard to get mad at somebody that you're praying for, right? I mean, you go to a prayer circle, say you go to work one day and you're working beside a guy and this guy maybe not pulling his weight or whatever, and you go to the prayer circle and you find out what the reason he's having problems. And then when they go back to work, this guy's trying to fill in and work to cover his buddy after that. And it's just, I've seen all kinds of just great things happen when you get people pulling together. I just want to encourage you, if you get a chance to do something like that with your business, if it's a small group, large group, and it's all voluntary, nobody's committed to do anything like that, do it, because you'll never be sorry. God will bless you in a just a super great way. And I could sit here and tell you all kinds of stories that's happened through that prayer circle. What we have is we take a 5-gallon bucket and we put it in the middle of the circle, and then we write down our prayer request, and they go in the bucket, and we pray for the bucket, okay? And you'd be surprised at all the prayers that's been answered all over a long period of time in that bucket. So we do something else called a benevolence fund. Every 2 weeks, we take $3 out of whoever wants to's check. It's voluntary, and it goes into a benevolence fund. If somebody has a problem with say they have a car accident or a family issue or whatever, they can get in there and get the money. They don't have to pay it back. That's something else that will bring your workforce together to help get everybody pulling on the same rope. So that's kind of what I've focused on over the years is the people. And man, I didn't know really what Sean was doing. I know he told me he had a phone call that he had several people on, you know. And then he told me, you know, about coming up here. Yeah, we're going to have some Christian business owners over here, okay? So thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Anyway, guys, I've been very blessed in my life because of the good Lord. And one other thing I'll share with you, my wife and I have been married 44 years, and we lost 2 of our sons. One young man fell over dead in church, and the other one fell over dead in my driveway for no apparent reason. And medical science can't tell us why. My wife wrote a book about it, and she does speaking engagements, and she'll do a lot better job than I am, okay? But she's been doing that, and we went through a lot of stuff before we ever started this business. So we were already close to God during all that time, and he's the only one that got us through. That peace that passes all understanding, once you've tasted of that peace, you never forget it. And when I buried my boys, I got it. And it was amazing. And that's where the joy comes from, is that peace. Nobody can have real peace or real joy until they've experienced that peace. Money can't buy it. You can't go down the store and get it, okay? So I hope you've got something out of some of the stuff I said today, and I'm glad to see a great number of people here, and it's just, I didn't know there was that many Christian business owners around, you know. And I just, thanks for the opportunity, and God bless everybody.